The sea is vast with many coexisting species. In the ocean, individuals of different species impact each other through various processes. One way species affect each other is through food chains. From within a food chain, we can make out which species are predators and which are prey.
In the North Pacific Rim ecosystem, kelp is eaten by sea urchins, who are then eaten by otters. Otters keep sea urchin and kelp populations in a certain balance. A flourishing kelp population is the home to many marine organisms. This makes the otter a keystone species, meaning that they have a huge effect on the ecosystem despite their small size. However, this stability can be disrupted by the introduction of a new factor in the ecosystem. According to a study conducted by scientists from the University of California, Santa Cruz, there was a huge decrease in kelp population in the North Pacific Rim in the 90s. The stability of the ecosystem was altered when killer whales were introduced, which prey on the otters. The decrease in otters led to more sea urchins to consume kelp, making kelp more scarce, reducing biodiversity of the whole ecosystem. Through this example, we can see the domino effect of reducing the population of a predator in the food chain. The consequences may vary between situations, but in general, a cascade of events will happen down the food chain, known as the top-down effect. The same phenomenon is observed in another situation in the coastal area in False Bay, South Africa.
A study by the University of Miami monitored the numbers of great white sharks and their predation on Cape Fur seals at Seal Island in False Bay, South Africa. The researchers observed these sharks from 2000 to 2018, and sightings were stable until 2015. Sightings began to decrease and grow inconsistent, sometimes not seeing any white sharks for weeks to months at a time. In 2017 and 2018, the number of white sharks were at an all-time low. At the same time, the researchers began to see seven-gill sharks, which they had never seen in the Bay Area before. The only seven gills known to be nearby were previously 18 kilometers away, living in inshore kelp beds allopatrically, or in separate geographical areas to that of the white sharks. With the white sharks missing from the waters around Seal Island, the seven-gill sharks could expand into the territory without competition for their shared prey or a concern of being preyed upon by the great whites. In the 2 years of recorded sightings of each shark from 2016 to 2018, there is a clear distinction in the presence of seven gills and white sharks, each only ever present while the other is gone. In 2018, in a period where no great whites were around, a seven-gill shark was seen attacking a young live seal, something previously unheard of at Seal Island. The reason why the presence of white sharks in False Bay has diminished is unknown, and the possible long-term effects of their absence and the seven-gill's presence is uncertain.
Looking back at our first example, we can see the decrease in the otter population caused a chain of events leading to the decline of an ecosystem. The biggest concern scientists have is that the loss of the great white sharks will cause the population to grow and eventually lead to the ecosystem's food web becoming unbalanced. The introduction of the seven-gill sharks could take this in a different direction. The number of great white shark attacks on seals has been decreasing, but as the seven gills have come into the area and they have been seen attacking the same seal population. From the graph, you can see how there is a direct correlation in the decreasing great white shark population and the rise of seven gills in the area. The drop in the great white shark population could be due to continuous overhunting. As of now, researchers are still unsure what caused this. Though the loss of the great white shark population could be negative for the ecosystem, having the seven gills take their place as apex predator could help keep the balance in the community. Researchers from Seal Bay believe that once more information is collected, there will be a clear understanding of what the seven-gill population means. The seven-gill sharks not fulfilling the role as apex predator could cause the kelp bed community to change.
Another example of the top-down effect can be seen in a Finnish ecosystem consisting of lynx, red fox, and mountain hare populations. The lynx is the top predator of the environment, meaning that it preys on the red fox, which in turn preys on the mountain hare. A study observed that an increase in lynx population caused a decrease in red fox population due to increased predation, and an increase in mountain hare population due to a lack of predators. This situation exhibits the top-down effect because a change in the apex predator altered the lower trophic levels in the entire ecosystem. As we saw with the great white shark, otter, and lynx, the top predator has the ability to influence the entire ecosystem. Without these species, the Earth's various communities would become unbalanced and unable to sustain diversity.